Hello there, it's Donna here from Riverside Beads. Thank you for joining us today. Today is going to be our beaded angel bauble netting cover. So it will just be a tutorial to show you some of the basic principles of a bauble net if you haven't done one before. So let me bring my camera in. I was just changing up the my thread just so it could be seen a bit better. So it's in black, but obviously you would probably do this in more of a toning thread. So I've just gone back through my beads there, and I'm just at the stage I've added the first little circle here, and I'm about to tie a knot to tie all those together. So the first circle has 36 beads in. Now this is one of our kits, so don't worry about remembering everything. If you want to recreate this, you can go for one of our kits that we've got with this in. So we've got our lovely white one. I think we've got a purple one and maybe red and gold, but I don't know if that one's in stock at the moment. But obviously if you're watching this back, we could have it back in stock by the time you are watching it back. But the principle of them all works exactly the same. So this is I've got a circle here. Just let me remove that old thread if I can, because it's going to be a bit knotty. So purely I had a white thread and I just wanted the black thread running through. There we go, just for the purpose of seeing it there. Okay, so I'm just trying to pick the old thread out. There we go. Right, that's that one gone. Okay, so now I've just got my circle of my 36 beads. Now, I often do something like this when I'm making it. So I pop it onto my finger like this. It just depends how you want to work. You might want to work from your mat and do it like that. It's completely up to you. So once you've tied your 36 beads and you've got your little knot, pass your bead needle through a few more beads just to move the knot sort of so it goes inside a bead. You'll just see that. Let me put it here so you can see that. You'll just see that disappear inside a bead then, which just looks a little bit neater to get you started. Nobody's going to be sort of looking at your work in that much detail, I'm sure, but I just know that if I've moved it out of the way, it just seems to make it a little bit more secure as well. So the way this pattern works is it's a process of adding. I'll show you it in the red. It's a process of adding the netting and adding all the different layers around to build this up until you get to adding the angels and the charms. So our kit has everything you're going to need in to do that, and this is the starting point of it. It'll take you a few hours if you were to sit and sort of do it fully, so I will just do elements of this. I'm just going to turn my mat around because I really could quite do with them that side there. Okay, let's have a look. So the first lot we're going to do is pick up 7. So 7 of these. Now they're either 10s or 11s, so depending what you might have in your stash, they're one of your smaller ones. You can size this up or size this down depending how you how you want it to fit. And also you can size up this circle so it is a universal size, so you don't have to have a certain size bauble. So I've picked up 7 and I'm going to count 6 beads round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, miscounted there. And I'm going to pass the needle through that bead, which will add a little loop on there like so. So this is the first step, to add little loops like this. So if I try and do this up here for you. So I'm picking up 7 more beads. And then I'm going 6 round, so count 6. And then pass through there. And you will end up with 6 of these little loops around there, which is why we start with the 36. So it's all logical with these. If if you wanted to do a bigger one, you would perhaps pass through the 7th one or something like that. You have to play about with the design, but you don't have to worry about all of that. If you're brand new, this is a great kit to just have a play with because it's all there for you. There's step-by-step instructions. I won't be able to go through all the steps today, but you've got them in the kit as well. So then we go 6 round and pass through again. And then we continue round. So I will carry on with this one, but what I want to just do is bring you in the instructions just to show you how they would look. So it will explain every bit and you'll have a very clear photo to show you, and you can work through the instructions that come with the kit. So this is our Angel Bauble kit, and it's available in a few different colours, but what you can also do is practice with one of the kits, and then you may have beads in your stash that you want to use, or you could pick up another kit afterwards. And I love netted baubles. We try and launch at least one new one a year, just to give you some different patterns to try. Sorry, I lost my thread there. I'm trying to keep the black thread. So you'll notice here I've got the black thread there, that's the tail, and then I've got my other thread there, which is my working one. So once we've got so far, we can either tie it off and cut that thread off, or we can leave it. I find it quite handy sometimes to sort of like, I'm able to wrap it around my finger if I don't want to put it on my finger. But if I was doing this, I think I'd vary it, but I would probably have a go round my finger, I think, if I was doing this one. It just helps keep the beads in a sort of set position. So what I'm going to do is get to at least the next step, so you can see how we work around and do the next layer. Through there, I've got one more to go, and then this one is 6 beads round. Okay, so if we counted there, that would be 6, but it will also be the one that the first loop exited on. So I'm going to pop my beads on. And then I'm going to pass through that one there. Now I'll do this in stages. Sometimes my needle would just flow where I want it to, but for the purpose of the demo, I will go through that one first. Okay, so that's through there. Got my tail end tangled there, but other than that, that's fine. Okay, now this is so the black thread is for a purpose, so you can see it. So you can see that tail end got a little tangled there. That's absolutely fine. We trim that off anyway, and that will disappear. So in fact, if I did that now, I don't think we'd come to much harm. Don't think we'd unravel. Okay. Now what we're looking to do is step up or down to the next row. So this then is the bit that goes over the bauble, and then this starts to become the netting that drapes down the bauble. So first off, the reason we put 7 is so we've got a centre bead. So we pass down 4 beads. So 4 beads there, which passes out to that next row. That will then leave us between our nettings. It will leave us. So we're going to go between that between the 7 beads, we're going to go on the 4th one, and we're going to drape between that bead on either, and that will then leave us an equal number of beads either side of this next drape. Okay, so now this time we pass, let me remind myself on my numbers, this is 9 beads. So now we pick up 9. So it's the same bead at the moment. We get to the step where we would add a different bead in, but it's not at the moment. When you get all your bags, we call them, so these are called an A bead. So this is your A bead, and then perhaps that one there, which is your size 6 or something, or your 5s, they would be a B bead, for example. And that's how we work out. So they're all marked up in your bags, so you know exactly what you need. Right, so I'm going from there, and I'm looping round to the next middle point there. And then this, you will see when it pulls together, will add your next drape round. So if we carry on like this, this will give us a drape between what is each of these. So it will go between there and there, between this one that we're on and there. That's how it will work. So we'll count at 9, and we will continue like that. What I will do when I've done a couple of these is just go back on itself and add a little angel, which does come much later, but just to show you how we incorporate that into it, because it's done differently to perhaps if you've watched any of our angel tutorials previously. It's not done on a hairpin, we're using the threads. So again, that's 7th bead on, well, the 4th bead, sorry, on the 7. Through there. Okay. So then I think I'm going to have to do this whole row actually, because I don't think I'll be able to add an angel without it. So just bear with me while I do this. Don't forget we do our Facebook Lives. We've swapped them to an evening, a Wednesday evening over on Facebook. But then we do pop them all on YouTube as well. So if you're watching this back, it could be you on YouTube. Oh, drop my needle. That didn't work, did it? That's my mount. So I've got a few more of these to go just to finish my loop. I've got 3 more to go. So as you go further along it, you obviously have to count more of your seed beads because it gets bigger each row. But also, as well as having to count more, you sometimes change the way that it works and the way the pattern works. I just caught my thread a little bit there with my finger. I don't know if you saw that. It sort of started to tangle it a bit. If you ever do that, I've got my wax here. Let's get that in focus. Might be you want to re-wax your thread, depending what you're using. So this is a Nymo. So I might just run it through my wax. Can't go too far, but just to make sure that it's not going to minimise the tangling. But obviously it's your choice of thread that you might want to use. Which way was I going? That way. Just want to keep it the same way for you so you can see it. Down to my final few. I'll keep it down here for a minute so you can see it from a different angle. So you can see on my mat I've got a mix of pearls, size 5s, I don't think they are 6s, they're 5s that we mainly stock now. And then we've also got the elements for our little angel. So if I just get round here, I can show you how to add an angel on the next row. Okay, again on this last one, this is the one I always find the strangest to do. Let me bring it up so you can see. Okay, so I've done all of them. I'm on my last one and it's just sort of working out where that is. Excuse me. So it's between there and then I'm joining up with that one again. So remember on the first row we had to join it back up. So let me just pick up 9. Right, where are we? 9. Okay, so just let's try and get that in focus for you. So I need to go back through that first one where I exited on the middle bead there. Oh, sorry, bear with me, just got to get that needle in there. Just wanted to do it so I could show you it as well. So that's where we want to exit on there. Okay, right, so that is the next row done. So if you're following our instructions, you would then be kind of looking at this row, so it's the right bit. You would then be looking at this one, and that would be where we would be at this stage. And then we would be stepping up, and it would explain how to do the next row, and then we'd be stepping up again. So with this, what we would do, if I bring this down here, we would be, if I bring this red one off of the bauble, there is, we're working from the centre. So that's the centre that we've been creating there. That's the next row that we did, and then we're on the next row. Then we start expanding it and start bringing in these extra beads, which just creates the most elegant look to your bauble netting. And this is exclusively designed by Ray for Riverside Beads, and it's just a beautiful design. It looks so stunning in an assortment of colours as well. we do these little lucite's, the 2 sizes of them in loads of colourways, so you can really mix this up, make some beautiful designs. Okay, so that's what we would be working on. But if I wanted to add an angel, this is the bit I just wanted to show you how it would work. So I'm skipping a whole host of steps here. There's, yeah, I'm just going to look in the instructions. There's sort of, you know, 17 steps just to work methodically through it. But let me show you how the angel would go on. So we would get to a point and we would exit down through like we did on that previous row. And then we would add a little row of beads. I won't do the full thing, but we add a little row like that. So you add a row where you go down, you make your angel and you go back up. But all I'm going to do, just to make this easier, is just add a few beads. I'll just change up my pattern. Just add a few of those, a couple of these, just to bring it away from the bauble net. But I'll just do it as a straight down one. Okay. So that would drop you away there. Then what we do is we work on our angels. So this is always funny if you're used to doing our angels. You work from the top down when you do it this way. So we would go through our halo and we pop 2 on this little angel, which looks rather cute as well. And we went slightly bigger than the bead. This bead's an 8mm. And the halos we did in a 10mm, which again I rather quite like that variant. And then you need to remember to put the wing downwards. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. There we go. And then down, oh sorry, skirt first. Top of skirt, bottom of skirt. That's how it would work. Through there. Okay, and that is our angel dropped off. So that is now, except for not as fancy at the top, that is that part that I've just done. Now, to keep this on, because with a head pin, if you're making angels on a head pin, you'd put the base through and turn a loop at the top, which is an option. We did consider doing them on regular head pins, but there's just no need when you've got bead weaving. So you pop a sort of, I suppose it's a bit of an anchor bead really. It goes through like that. Then you pass back up through the angel, but you skip past that bead. So that one sits there, and then we go back up through everything. Through there, through that one, through the wing, through the head, through the halo. I'll do it in 2 stages because you can then see how this works. So what that does is that pulls that into there, and then that bead there goes inside the skirt. Now that's all quite loose at the moment, so I would just give that a little pull there, and that would pull it in. It's still a little bit loose there, so again I would sort of give it a pull from there, and that's just pulled that tight now up to the top. And then we would carry on passing through. So if you were doing this one, you would just go down the other side of it, make it a little bit fancier. And then we would go, so I don't actually want it too tight for now. I'm just going to have to loosen that off a bit so I can get through that bead, and then we can tighten it after. Then we go up through those beads, and then you work on the next one. Now this has 3 angels on this netting for our kit, and the kit makes 3 as well, so it makes 3 nets. But oh, I got caught there, that's fine, just untangle it, make sure you got it all in the right place. It's tangled over there too, just there, and then pull that through there. So then we set that little bit where it's loose. That might kind of work. It might be a little bit gappy, so I think I'll just hold there and just give it a little pull just to secure that all in place. So it's a real fluid angel, real flexible, which is really nice for going round you when it sits on the actual netting, because it sort of moulds to the size of the net that you've done. You can see me in the background there and the camera. So yeah, it moulds around it and sits really comfortably. Okay. Right, so that is, yeah, that's her. So then what we would do is we would go around to the next one, and then we've got, the kit comes with little charms as well. So then on the next one, we wouldn't add an angel, we will add a little snowflake charm from there. Then we would head round again. So this has got, if you look at, let's spread this, I'll move the mat back that way, so I can spread this out. This has got, lay that out flat so you can see it. It's got, oh, it has got 6 angels, sorry, ignore me, I thought I had 3 on. Yeah, it's got 6, sorry. So I'm looking at my picture If I just bring this in quick, you'll see where I got the 3 from. But this one's got 6 on it. So you can vary it up depending how big you want to do it, how many bits, whether you want all those charms in it, whether you want, you know, how many angels you want to put on it. Have a play about with your design, and then they all drape off, and then that beautifully hangs over, and they look so decadent when they're on your bauble. They look absolutely fabulous. I hope that gives you an idea of what you can do. There we go. And yeah, that's Riverside Beads bauble kit that we've got, which is our angel one. Do keep an eye out if you're watching this live or watching it, you know, in November 2022, because it's coming up for Black Friday here in the UK. So we're doing some offers over the next couple of weeks. We've popped them in store, and we'll be working on those coming over to you online as well. So keep an eye out, and there'll be some bargains to be had, some last minute things, and we look forward to seeing some of you that can come and visit us in store in Market Deep and in Peterborough as well. See you all soon, and thanks very much for watching.